morning to you laddies! What is up guys, it's me, Chief Ed here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing the reading habits tag. Now, before I say anything, I just want to mention who I'm going to tag and who I got tagged by. So, who I got tagged by was the lovely ladies at the restricted session. Thank you very much for tagging me once again in one of your fabulous tags, even though this isn't really your tag, but you made the video and you tagged me in it, so boom. Who do I tag? Everybody. I don't want to bombard everybody that I've already done with more tags. Like, I'd probably tag, like, Kate and Josh and Peter, but they're probably just, like, bombarded by my tags already. So, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to do this tag, it's all up to you. But anyway, what the reading habits tag is pretty much just reading habits. Like, what do you do when you read? So, like, how do you read? What style of reading do you do? So, yeah, so this is just going to be a random tag. It's going to be a real quick video because these questions are literally, some of these questions are like, yes, no, I'm not even joking. But anyway, let's get into this. Question 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? If you can't see this bed that's not even made, I know I'm a slob, but this bed is where I read a lot of my books, and there's a couch downstairs in the living room where I also read a lot, if nobody's home. Like, there's nobody home today. Number 2, bookmark or random piece of paper. I use a bookmark, hands down. Now, I've tried to use random pieces of paper, like I think the Hitchhiker's Guide book that I have here has a random piece of paper in it for a bookmark, but I have loads of bookmarks over on my desk, on my bedside table, so that's pretty much, so yeah, I use bookmarks instead of a random piece of paper. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter / a certain amount of pages? I have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages. I cannot stop randomly in a story. I can't stop being like, oh, the paragraph ends here, I'll just leave it off. No! I have to finish the chapter. I have to know what happened, so if I don't read a book in one sitting, it's going to be in after a chapter or a certain amount of pages. Do you eat or drink while reading? No, it increases the risk of damaging your book. Next, number 5, multitasking. Music or TV while you read? TV, absolutely not. Music I've tried to before, but I just never really got majorly, like, it works. Kind of. It doesn't distract me from reading, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it because you have, like, headphones and, like, these massive headphones because my headphones, hold on. These are my headphones, and these aren't the most comfortable to sit down and read in because if you just, like, put them on like this, yeah, it will cancel out a lot of the sound and you'll have music playing in your ears, but it just doesn't make for a great reading experience, so no to multitasking. Also, I'm gonna leave my headphones like this for the rest of the video because comedy. Question number 6. One book at a time or several at once? I do one book at a time, though I do plan way in ahead because I have like 7 books. I have like the next 9 books I'm gonna read planned out. So I plan out in ahead, but I really only read one book at a time. Number 7. Reading at home or everywhere? I'd be fine with reading everywhere. Like, yesterday, I read a whole, like, a novella and a novel at the library. Like, I was there for, like, hours on end at the library yesterday, and I just sat there and read when I was done browsing around, and it was glorious. I thought it was one of the most glorious experiences I've ever had at the library. No, it is the most glorious experience I've ever had at the library. Why? Because the library is fantastic. Next. Number 8. Reading out loud or slightly in your head? Silently in your head. I read silently in my head because if I read out loud, it'll probably annoy and creep out everybody that I'm around. Even when I'm alone, I'll probably scare the walls or something. Number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? I have to admit, yes. When a book gets boring and I just have to, when a chapter gets boring and it just drags on, I just skim the pages and just move on to the next chapter. I'll be perfectly honest. That's a tip for how fast I read because there's quite a few chapters in some books that have really boring chapters, but most of the time I read the majority of the page, but when a book does get boring, I kind of tend to skim. So, yeah. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Keeping it like new because it's pretty. Next. Number 11, do you write in your books? Only if I have to. Like, my copy of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury is annotated as crap, but it is definitely, but I had to for school. So only if it's for school. Because I can see people's argument where it's like, oh, it's just paper, you can write on it. But at the same time, you do want to keep your books nice and clean. So only if I have to. And number 12 is who do you tag, which I already solved that question. So that's the video. I know it's a very quick video. I'm trying to do this, and I'm hopefully going to do a live stream later today. So anyway, comment down below on what you guys thought of the video. And as always, I'm Mega Man Chief Fan. And I'll see you later, guys. My goodness, those hand motions were so awkward.